I am Tactical Observer Lurok Sun, 3rd Intelligence Wing, and I am recording this because someone someday will ask how a species with weaker ships, slower computers, and absolutely ridiculous humor managed to win a war they were never supposed to survive. The short answer is simple. They were humans. The longer answer is far more embarrassing. When our alliance first encountered Earth, the analysts laughed. Not quietly either. Full room laughter. Humans still argued among themselves. Their technology looked patched together. Their military doctrine changed every decade. Their entertainment involved competitions where people cooked food under pressure and cried about it. Commander Vexel looked at their file and said, "They are emotionally unstable primates." Everyone nodded. Mistake number 1. Our alliance valued logic, precision, clean strategies. We calculated outcomes down to decimal points. Humans, on the other hand, made plans that looked like accidents waiting to happen. We assumed intelligence meant predictability. Humans assumed survival meant adaptability. Those two ideas collided later, violently. I first met a human during diplomatic observation. Her name was Sarah Chin. She smiled constantly. That alone made my security instincts nervous. Most species smile only during advantage. Humans smile when tired, amused, stressed, or moments before doing something reckless. She asked me, "So you guys think you're smarter than us?" I replied carefully, "Our processing capability exceeds yours significantly." She laughed, not offended, just amused. "That usually means you overthink things," she said. I reported the conversation. Intelligence labeled her statement as humor. Mistake number 2. Months later, tensions rose. Border systems began arguing over mining rights. Our alliance sent a fleet to apply pressure. Humans responded with negotiations and snacks. Actual snacks. They offered food during diplomatic talks. Commander Vexel whispered, "They are trying to appear harmless." I whispered back, "Or they are hungry." No one laughed. The negotiations failed, as they often do when one side believes it is unquestionably right. Our alliance initiated a limited military demonstration. Nothing destructive, just enough to scare them. Humans called it a threat. They mobilized. I watched their preparation feeds, expecting fear. Instead, soldiers joked while loading equipment. Pilots argued about music playlists. Engineers painted symbols on missiles that made no tactical sense. One human mechanic said, "If it works, it's science. If it explodes, it's still science." Another replied, laughing, "That's the spirit." Our analysts concluded morale instability. Mistake number 3. The first battle occurred near the Talos Belt. Our ships formed perfect formations. Defensive grids aligned. Firing solutions calculated before the humans even arrived. And then they arrived wrong. Their fleet entered scattered, mismatched speeds, different angles, no apparent order. Commander Vexel smiled. They don't even understand formation strategy. Then the chaos started. Human ships moved unpredictably. Some retreated only to reappear from unexpected directions. Cargo vessels suddenly released drones. Fighter pilots ignored safe engagement ranges. One human captain broadcast openly, saying, "Okay, new plan. Everybody improvise." Our tactical computers hesitated. Improvisation was not part of our models. I felt something unfamiliar. Confusion. They lost ships, yes, but every loss changed their behavior. Every minute they adapted. Our strategy assumed repetition. Humans refused to repeat anything. Commander Vexel shouted, "Why are they ignoring optimal moves?" Because they were not playing the same game. During the battle, Sarah Chin appeared on an open channel. Calm voice. Slight sarcasm. "You guys think smart means never making mistakes," she said. "We think smart means surviving them." Then she cut transmission. Our flagship shields collapsed minutes later after a maneuver analyst later described as tactically irrational. Translation. It worked, and we still don't know why. After the battle, our alliance requested reinforcements. Official reports claimed victory was inevitable. Humans lacked discipline. Humans lacked efficiency. But I had watched them. They learned too fast. Next engagement, they used our own formations against us. They predicted our responses because we relied on logic patterns. Humans studied those patterns like puzzles. One of my fellow observers asked, "How are they anticipating us?" I answered quietly, "Because we always do the smart thing." He frowned. "Yes, that makes us predictable." Silence followed. The second battle was worse. Humans placed decoys shaped like damaged ships. Our forces moved in for easy targets. Hidden weapons activated. Entire squadrons lost. Commander Vexel slammed the console. "That tactic is dishonest." I nearly laughed. War had never promised honesty. As losses mounted, morale shifted. Human broadcasts filled open channels. Music, jokes, conversations. One pilot said, laughing, "If we're going to win, somebody owes me coffee." Another answered, "Win first, coffee later." They sounded like friends playing a dangerous game, not soldiers facing extinction. That unsettled our crews more than their weapons. Finally, our alliance approved full engagement. Overwhelming force. Logical conclusion. End the conflict quickly. And this is where everything changed. Humans did not fight harder. They stopped fighting directly. Supply lines failed. Communications jammed. Our navigation data became unreliable. Small human teams sabotaged infrastructure while avoiding direct combat. Commander Vexel growled, "Cowards." I disagreed silently. They were thinking differently. Sarah Chin transmitted again, voice cheerful. "You keep trying to beat us at math," she said. "We're playing poker." Then the signal vanished. Our fleet stalled. Fuel shortages. Confused commands. Friendly ships blocking each other because protocols demanded order even while everything fell apart. Humans attacked only when victory was certain. That was when I understood. They were not smarter in the way we measure intelligence. They were smarter in the way that mattered. They accepted uncertainty. As our retreat began, I recorded one final observation. Humans celebrated, but not arrogantly. They joked, hugged, argued about who almost crashed into whom. Sarah stood on a command deck, looking tired but satisfied. "They thought they were smarter," she said to a teammate. "That's why they lost." I ended my report there because the truth was unavoidable. Logic wins predictable wars. Humans win the messy ones. And we had just learned that intelligence without flexibility is merely arrogance wearing a uniform. I am still Tactical Observer Lurok San, and if my voice sounds less confident now, it is because confidence requires certainty, and humans remove that from my life entirely. After our retreat from the Talos Belt, the Alliance convened an emergency summit. Admirals argued. Analysts blamed flawed simulations. Politicians demanded explanations that sounded clean and logical. There were none. Our models predicted human collapse after sustaining heavy losses. Instead, they expanded. New fleets appeared. Civilian ships converted into support vessels. Volunteer pilots arrived from places we didn't even know had spacecraft. Commander Vexel slammed a data pad onto the table. "They are disorganized. How do they keep recovering?" I answered before thinking. "Because they don't wait for permission." The room went silent. Apparently, honesty was not popular. Reinforcements arrived. Bigger ships, more firepower, smarter algorithms. The Alliance believed the problem had been underestimating human numbers. I knew the real problem was underestimating human thinking. When the next campaign began, we planned everything perfectly. Multiple attack routes, backup contingencies, probability outcomes checked and rechecked. Humans responded by doing something horrifying. Nothing. They avoided major engagement. No fleet appeared. No heroic stand. Just empty sectors and silent channels. Admiral Corvin smiled. "They are afraid." I wasn't convinced. Days passed. Then supply ships began disappearing. Not destroyed. Gone. Communications lagged. Navigation beacons malfunctioned. Pilots reported false signals, leading them off course. Humans weren't fighting the fleet. They were fighting the system supporting the fleet. One engineer shouted, "Our logistics are collapsing." Admiral Corvin replied, irritated, "Fix it. If only it were that simple." We intercepted a human transmission accidentally. Two voices laughing. Did the fake beacon work? Yeah, they're arguing about maps again. Laughter followed. Kiro, my junior analyst, muttered, "They sound relaxed." That was the terrifying part. Humans were comfortable inside uncertainty. They adapted faster than we could approve new procedures. Eventually, our fleet cornered a human task group near a dead moon. Finally, a real fight. Weapons primed. Formation perfect. Then human ships, open channels. One pilot said, cheerful voice, "Before this gets messy, quick question. Why are your ships always so close together?" Admiral Corvin ordered silence. Moments later, drones burst from the moon's surface. Hundreds of them, not powerful individually but fast. They slipped through tight formation gaps, forcing our ships to separate to avoid collisions. Formation broken. Human fleet attacked instantly. Everything we considered smart became a weakness. Our watch screens flicker with warnings. Pilots requesting permission to deviate from doctrine. Command hesitated. Humans didn't. Battle lines dissolved into confusion. In the middle of it all, Sarah Chin appeared on an open channel again. I almost laughed when I heard her voice. "You guys keep trying to control every variable," she said. "Life doesn't work like that." Admiral Corvin yelled, "Cut transmission." Too late. Half the fleet was already listening. Our retreat was messy. Humans did not chase aggressively. They seemed satisfied with breaking momentum rather than destroying us. That confused command even more. Back aboard our observation vessel, Captain Rel asked, "Why don't they finish us?" I considered before answering. "Because they're sending a message." Rel frowned. "What message?" I watched footage of human ships pulling survivors from damaged vessels, including ours. "They don't need to prove they're stronger," I said. "Only that we're wrong." The Alliance didn't take the hint. Final authorization came soon after. Total offensive. Every available fleet. End the conflict decisively. I knew what humans would do. Something unpredictable. The Battle of Harken Station began with overwhelming numbers on our side. Thousands of ships. Coordinated strategies. Impressive by every metric. Humans arrived late, and they were talking. Open channels filled with casual conversation. "Who brought snacks?" "Not me." "I thought you did." "Great. Guess we fight hungry." Even our officers hesitated, unsure if this was mockery or madness. Then the station activated. Harken had been abandoned for decades. Or so we believed. Humans had quietly repaired it, modified it, filled it with automated defense systems. Our fleet entered a trap built using our own design principles. Weapons fired from angles no simulation predicted. Gravity shifts disrupted formations. Human ships moved through the chaos effortlessly because they weren't following rigid patterns. Admiral Corvin shouted orders faster than crews could follow. Meanwhile, humans kept talking like this was routine. One pilot laughed. "Hey, didn't they say we were the disorganized ones?" Another replied, "Yeah, guess we're organized enough." I watched ships collide because commanders refused to break protocol without approval. Humans didn't wait for approval. They reacted instantly. Hours later, the Alliance fleet surrendered. Not destroyed, just unable to continue. Silence followed. Then a transmission came from Sarah. "No hard feelings," she said. "But maybe stop assuming smart means correct. No threats. No celebration. Just tired honesty." After the war, negotiations resumed. This time, humans arrived without arrogance. They joked, yes, but they listened too. Agreements formed slowly. I asked Sarah one question during the final meeting. "Did you ever think you would lose?" She smiled. "All the time. That's why we kept changing." That answer stayed with me. Because we never considered losing. We believed intelligence made failure impossible. Humans treated failure as information. Now I sit here finishing this report, watching human and Alliance ships dock together for the first joint mission. Their pilots are arguing about music again. Someone is laughing loudly. It sounds normal. They thought they were smarter. That's why they lost. We thought intelligence was knowing the right answer. Humans taught us intelligence is surviving long enough to find a better one. And honestly, I think the galaxy is safer now that they're around. If this story entertained or taught you something, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more stories like this. Thanks for watching. and see you in the next story.